What's up, sports fans, and welcome to the Sports Opinions Podcast. I'm your host, Alex Cuesta. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at _Cuesta30. Find Sports Opinions on Twitter at SportsOpinion30 and visit the Facebook page to get all past episodes and content. Today's a different one. It's obviously the middle of the week, which I normally don't throw things out there, but since it's the NFL season, you're going to be getting 17 different episodes helping you out with betting advice. We're going to be talking about the lines, and I say we're bringing in my buddy, Wally Guven. What up, Wall?
What's going on?
Wally is a degenerate gambler. No, he does gamble. He knows the lines. He's very good at it. He'll talk you through a table. If you don't understand what's going on in betting, he'll just give you names, words, numbers, and he's really good. He knows how to gamble. He wins money, so I think people are going to really enjoy listening to him, and taking his advice will be a smart thing. So, basic rundown of what we're going to do here. We're going to go game by game. We're going to talk about the spread game by game, tell you whether or not to stay away from that game, kind of give you advice there, and then at the end of it, we're going to give you our 5 sure things that you should jump on. If you take our advice and you win something, let us know. Give us half the cut if you put a lot of money on it. We could always use it. All right, so we're going to jump right into this. Thursday night game, opener of the year, Atlanta Falcons at Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are -1.5. Eagles are Carson Wentzless, though.
1.5. I think some places are 2.
Okay. So that does make a difference.
It does make a big difference because what I think you should do is definitely take Atlanta Falcons. That is my pick. That is one of my picks, Atlanta Falcons, but I'll definitely buy that extra point. Get it to +3, just to cover it.
Yeah, I think that would be a smart pick. I'm going to go, I think you're on Sportsbook's review. I was on ESPN, so that just goes to show how much you can.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the lines. Bovada has the same lines, too. Bovada, I think, was -2 also.
Okay.
When I looked earlier. But the Falcons, I think the line was at +6. I think Falcons were +6 at some point.
Okay.
And then once they found out that Carson Wentz was not playing and he wasn't cleared, it dropped.
Well, that's a no-brainer because I give Nick Foles his credit. Nick Foles was solid during the playoff time, amazing in the Super Bowl. I don't think anyone's going to argue that. But people forget that Nick Foles was pretty average to not very good at the end of the season last year. And what we saw this preseason is he's basically right back to where he was, where he's making mistakes. He's not super accurate. He's not the guy that we saw playing in that Super Bowl. So
well, I'm a Pats fan, so I'm just going to tell you straight up that he had a lucky game. That was all luck, and if you really want to get into it, we all know that 2 of those touchdowns didn't even exist. And
so I'm going to call Wally out because if anyone knows what I do, I like to just mess around on this. But Wally used to be a Miami Dolphins fan, and to jump ship within division is absolute blasphemy.
It's not that I jump ship. I go where I know that the team that's playing has a great, just overall balance. I mean, Bill Belichick is an absolutely phenomenal coach.
Yeah,
probably the best coach to ever coach the game. Anyways, we're getting off on a different tangent here. Also, the Philadelphia Eagles, I think Alshon Jeffrey's out.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't help their cause.
No, I think, who else?
Well, they lost LeGarrette Blount. LeGarrette Blount left in the offseason, so they just have Jay Ajayi. They have Clement back there, who's still an explosive guy. They're hoping Darren Sproles can come back to form.
I think Aguilar's out, too.
Is Nelson Aguilar out? If that's the case, then this line should be higher for Atlanta.
I'm pretty sure but that's what I'm saying. If you get the line at 2, definitely buy that extra point. And if the line is 1.5, I say just go with the money line and pick them to win, just to win, because I think that at that point, like I said, I think the Falcons are going to end up winning the game.
All right, so you have a more accurate line here. So you give me, what's the Pittsburgh-Cleveland line?
The Pittsburgh, when I checked earlier, was -5.5.
-5.5 for Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh -5.5.
See, for me, that's weird. If we were talking any other year, then I'd probably say Pittsburgh's a lock.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Not 5.5. -3.5 right now.
-3.5 is a little more reasonable because Cleveland's a much better team than what they were. I don't know if they're ready to step up to the big dogs, Pittsburgh, just yet, because they are still the big dog in that division. But if Le'Veon Bell doesn't report, that's a big hit for Pittsburgh. This game, personally, I'd stay away from this game. If I was betting, I would not touch this game.
It's tough because we all have a bias because of Hard Knocks.
Yeah. Oh my God. What's that coach's name? He's he's massive. And I think he was saying something about the guys in war didn't stretch before they went to war before they stormed the beaches on D-Day. They didn't worry about stretching.
You know what's funny though? It's like when you do a fantasy draft, no matter what year it is, like if there's a Hard Knock team on there, like everyone's picking somebody from that team. You know, it's just it automatic. I think it's subconsciously you end up going for it.
This might be one of the rare years though where Hard Knocks, the team is actually going to be semi decent. Cleveland's going to be much improved this year. Tyrod Taylor's legit. Baker Mayfield's pretty legit. They have Jarvis Landry, Josh Gordon. If he comes back to 85%, he's a top 5 receiver in the NFL. Njoku. He was good last year.
I love him.
And they got Carlos Hyde in the backfield. Duke Johnson had a breakout year. They did lose the best left tackle in football. So, and Joe Thomas. So that's going to hurt them, but they're pretty damn good on offense.
If they weren't playing the Steelers, I would definitely say the Browns have a shot.
Yeah, I'm not touching this game, though.
But, yeah, I wouldn't touch it, but if you had, like I said, we're going game by game, I would take the Steelers, to cover.
You know what? I'm going to give it a run. Take Cleveland. See what they can do. They might come out with a lot of bravado, a lot of balls.
I wouldn't bet it, though.
I wouldn't bet it.
I would not bet it.
I would not bet it.
The only reason why I'm going... I mean, I think I read it somewhere. Big Ben never loses to the Browns. I think he's lost like maybe 3 or 4 times.
But Big Ben wants to retire, so who the hell knows what he's going to do?
I don't know. Like I said, stay away from there.
Yeah. All right.
I would love to see the Browns win. But
yeah. Next up, who do you got next up there?
I think we got the Colts and the Bengals. And let's see here. You got Colts -3.
Okay. Colts -3. That's another... See, this is... Really depends on how Andrew Luck is looking, because the Bengals aren't a good team. They have good players. They're not a good team. They're going to be, I think, one of the bottom feeders of that division, of the AFC North. And if Andrew Luck can come back and beat any sort of form and snap the ball out quickly, I think Indianapolis can beat them by 2 touchdowns. So it's a really weird... They're just getting -3 is a break even. If you're the home team, -3 is even.
I think it's a toss-up. I really do. I don't think it's... I think it's going to be like a 1-possession game, and
could be. Well, let's remember, Andy Dalton is fighting to become the NFL's favorite ginger again because Carson Wentz stole that from him. So that's what he's fighting for. The man's got. He doesn't want to win football games. He wants to win the hearts of America again. And Marvin Lewis is the safest coach on the planet.
See, the thing is also with Andrew Luck healthy. Andrew Luck's a great quarterback.
Top three.
That's
top 3
that's bananas.
When he's healthy, he's top 3. He came in as
crazy.
Peyton Manning level talent. You know what? Absence really makes you forget. People forget how good people are.
I think you're stretching it there with top 3.
But this is another game I'm not touching because you don't know what Andrew Luck is.
I mean, if I had to bet, I'm not going to bet this game. But if I did, I would take the Colts -3. Was that the line?
Yeah, -3. I would take the Colts because I think the Colts are going to beat them by well more than 3 points. So,
yeah, I would take Colts -3, but like I said, I would stay away from that.
All right, so rolling on. Next game.
Next game we got is Minnesota against the 49ers.
It's a fun game. That's going to be... see, that one to me, you got Jimmy Garoppolo, the best-looking player in the NFL, who was a stud last year, turned one of the worst teams in football into a must-watch team the last 7 weeks of the year. Goodwin's a legitimate wide receiver. They have Pierre Garçon, good possession guy. Their running backs kind of scare me. They're relying on Jerick McKinnon, who was always just a scat back for Minnesota. Minnesota's a Super Bowl caliber team. They showed it last year. They got an upgrade with Kirk Cousins. So this is going to be a fun one. Would you say the line was -6, Minnesota?
The line was... Let's see. -6. Yep.
One touchdown, Minnesota being a touchdown better at home. I could see it happening. This is another one I wouldn't touch if I was betting, but if I had to, I'd go Minnesota.
I would 100%. I think Minnesota's going to win by double digits. I think it's going to be they're going to win by 10 or 2 touchdowns. I think it's going to be definitely a double-digit win for them.
Not very high on San Francisco this year?
No. I mean, I don't think they have anybody in the backfield right now. Their defense
is pretty good. Their backfield's not great, but in terms of other weapons around, they're
I'm
not bad.
I'm not a big Kirk Cousins fan either.
Not Cousins, well, he's in Minnesota, but he has weapons. He has Stephon Diggs, he has Adam Thielen.
Oh, he is in Minnesota.
Yeah. It's Jimmy Garoppolo in San Francisco. Kirk Cousins is in Minnesota. He got the massive contract. So, yeah, Kirk Cousins is in Minnesota. He has good guys to throw to. He's got Dalvin Cook healthy and running the ball behind him, who would have been Rookie of the Year last year if he didn't get hurt. So, for me...
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Well,
you mixed yourself up.
Why was I thinking... I know exactly what went through my head.
Do explain.
No, you don't want to know.
So
it's fucking... My head is like a bunch of noodles today.
So yeah,
it's like a bowl of soup.
I'm not a betting man, but I would take Minnesota in this. You obviously are high on Minnesota.
Yeah, actually, Minnesota. Out of my top 5 picks, like I said, I like Atlanta +3, and I like Minnesota definitely. I think Minnesota, wins
handily.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big time. I think they're gonna win by 2 possessions.
All right. What's our next team to run down here?
Let's see here. We got the Dolphins.
Your former favorite team. Your ex-team.
Dolphins and the Titans.
That another battle going to be probably pretty bad teams.
I mean, this is a pretty even matchup. This pretty even. I mean, it's -1, so it's kind of like a pick'em. At that point, I wouldn't even go with the spread, because if it's -1, you're going to get better odds at just picking the money line. The money line is basically, if people don't know, you're going to have the spread and then you're going to have the money line, which is just you win or lose. I would go with the money line on this one if you're going to go for it.
Or is this one of the games where you look at the over-under and you just try and pick that out too, or the over-under?
I didn't know if you wanted to get into that. You want to get? I mean, that's a whole nother.
Over-under simple enough. You see how much?
I mean, I love the over and everything. I always pick the over.
The over is simple. Again, for people that don't know the over-under, they give you a number that they say the overall score is going to be, and you basically say they're going to score more than these points or they're going to score less, and you can walk away a winner or a loser.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ryan Tannehill, I think that ship is gone.
I thought it was gone when they picked him.
Yeah.
I was never a Ryan Tannehill guy.
I actually thought he was going to do well. But I think they need to get... I remember what year did Andrew Luck get drafted?
2012?
2012, yeah. And I think the Dolphins had a chance of getting him.
Because the Dolphins make great decisions.
Am I correct on that?
I think so. I think they
if I remember correctly, because I was a Dolphins fan.
I think they could have traded for him and they chose not to, and then the Colts jumped up and grabbed him.
I would have loved that.
I mean,
I think I would have stayed a Dolphins fan if that would have happened.
He probably would have had a lot better protection.
Yeah,
not get beaten up for his whole career. Right. So
I mean, I just don't. I honestly, I like the Titans here. I don't think Ryan Tannehill is going to come out winning.
Mm-hmm.
He missed, pretty much the whole season last year?
Well, Mariota's been injury-ridden too, and I just don't believe in Marcus Mariota. They have Derrick Henry, who's a really good running back. Solid running back last year. Their receivers, honestly, I love football, and I really couldn't tell you who the Tennessee Titans have. This is kind of a game where if you're going to bet money line, you could just throw the money line at it. If you want to bet a game here, it's another game that just judging off the spread, I wouldn't touch it.
Who did Titans just got somebody this year? Let me look that up. Titans picked up somebody in the backfield, in the secondary.
Did they have? See, the Titans are just a weird team to me. They really are. Well, they picked up Dion Lewis at running back. They have Corey Davis as a receiver who doesn't blow my doors off, and Rashard Matthews. Delaney Walker's a nice tight end. He's getting old. But really, they're not. They have Malcolm Butler.
Oh, that's
and
what
Logan
it was.
Ryan.
Yeah, they just got Malcolm Butler this year, right?
They're trying to become the Patriots secondary between Malcolm Butler and Logan Ryan. Logan Ryan represent Rutgers. But
No, I think that, like I said, I'm not going to bet this game, but I would take the Titans.
yeah, if you had to, that's probably.
And I would take the Titans money line. Titans are away. It's a home game for the Dolphins. I don't think it really makes a difference. I don't think anybody even goes to the Dolphins games anymore.
Why
or
would
if
you?
they ever did.
They probably have to give away those free tickets. Those are probably like companies giving
I went
away
to-
comp tickets.
In 2008, I think it was 2008. I went to 2008 or 2007. I went to Dolphins Jets.
Should have been a great game
in Miami.
Should be sold out.
It was
Rivalry.
completely empty.
It's disgusting.
The stadium was completely empty. I bought tickets like it was all the way up in the nosebleeds. I think I got them for like $20.
My favorite game in history was the Monday Night Miracle against the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Great game. The Jets. Jumbo Elliott made history.
Let's see here.
All right, what are we rolling to next?
We'll do
Your boys.
Texans, Pats.
Now, this one, too, I really got to say, you look at it, and automatically you're thinking football, you're thinking, oh, Patriots, easily. But then you got to remember, the Texans' defense, if J.J. Watt's healthy, they have Jadeveon Clowney, they have a good secondary. Are the Patriots going to win the game? Yes. Are they going to win it by more than a touchdown? There's a chance that that's a good game. Going into the fourth, it's a toss-up. This is the type of game for me that if Deshaun Watson's healthy and looking like he was, he has Hopkins, he has Will Fuller, he has Lamar Miller behind him catching the ball. He has good weapons.
It's
the defense
in
is
New
good.
England. It's in Foxborough.
And New England has started off slow the past 2-3 years.
Yeah,
They've lost.
Why did they start off slow?
Well, deservedly so. He
Yeah.
cheated
All
and he
right,
got caught.
there you go.
He
Because
cheated
Brady
and he got
wasn't
caught.
playing.
Listen, Brady can't stop cheating.
Brady, don't even start. You know, it's just such a false narrative.
We could have a whole other
Where do you
podcast
get
about that.
from? It's fake news.
Oh, God. Might as well work for CNN here.
Fake news.
But yeah, I just think that this game, the Patriots are going to end up coming out on top, but I don't think you can count the Texans based off their defense and the weapons they have, keeping this close. I don't think it's going to be a typical Patriots trounce a team type of deal.
I don't know. I like the Pats. I think the Pats are going to win by a touchdown. I think the line is -6 right now. I think that's a good line. I think it's going to be... Listen, Vegas knows, man.
Vegas is smart. They're smarter than we are. That's why they're there. That's why they normally win and we lose.
You know? Vegas absolutely knows. They get these lines so perfect.
They're super close to
Like,
everything.
it blows my mind how close they get it. How many times have I lost by a last-minute field goal?
Yeah.
Like, there shouldn't have been a field goal. Like, there's no reason why a field goal should have been kicked.
And then they get there and they make this 57-yarder, and there you go. The line's they covered.
And it's covered. And it screws me up every time. So, like I said, I personally, I'm a Patriots fan.
Yep.
I'm going to go with the Patriots.
See, I'm actually...
6. I think they're going to cover. I think they're going to win by a touchdown. Tom Brady, you just can't bet against the guy.
He's tough,
I don't
but
care what.
just because the way I feel about the game, and like I said, I'm not saying the Patriots aren't going to win. I think the Patriots are going to win. I just think the Texans are a better team than people remember because Watson was down for a lot of last year. They had a crappy quarterback.
And that's another thing is how do you come back from an injury like that, your first game, and the first game you're playing is against the Patriots, who should have been the Super Bowl champions.
But they're not. Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Listen,
they should have beaten the Giants twice too, right?
But they have 5.
They're great.
5 Super Bowl rings.
They're great.
I mean, that's.
I'm just saying.
How many Super Bowls have they won in the last? How many?
It's been a lot. But for me, with the way I feel about the game, I probably wouldn't bet it. But if I were going to bet it, I'd pick Houston to cover the spread. Wouldn't pick Houston to win, but I would pick them to cover that spread. Just keep it close. That's just.
I don't know. I think it's gonna. Like I said, I think the Patriots are gonna win by a touchdown.
See, I'm breaking the first rule of NFL betting. I'm betting against the Patriots. Don't be me. Don't break the first rule of NFL betting. Don't bet against the Pats. If you're gonna bet against the Pats, don't bet that game. Don't put that in your parlay. Don't bet that. All right, so let's roll on.
I mean, I see where you're coming from. They don't have who does Brady really have to throw to?
That doesn't matter. He won his first 3 Super Bowls with nobody but Kevin Falk. So we could be realistic here. His best wide receiver was Deion Branch.
Yeah.
So I never doubt Tom Brady. I just think that Houston's a better team than people remember.
All right. So you going with Houston?
Yep. I'm not going to bet it, but if I were to, I would say Houston.
I am going to bet this game,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm only going to bet it because it's the Patriots. It's not going to be my top 5,
Yeah.
but I'm going to bet
But
the
it's
game.
your favorite team, so you're going to bet
I'm
them.
going to take them at
Yeah.
-6. Next game we got going on is the Kansas City Chiefs and the Chargers.
Go. Chargers, go. Chargers are such a weird team. Because they never start off fast, and they have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL who, if he had one Super Bowl, he's a surefire Hall of Famer with everything else he's done in Philip Rivers. But because he doesn't have that Super Bowl, he's going to be on the ballot a lot, and he might squeak in. But he's such a good quarterback. And what's that line there?
So the line, that's what I'm looking at. So the Chargers are -3.5.
See, I think that's low. I don't think Kansas City's as good as everyone makes him out to be. I don't believe in Patrick Mahomes. I don't think he's going to be that special of a quarterback. That's just me. And I think Philip Rivers is good. They're at home.
Let's see some stats here. So the Chargers are 5-0 in the last 5 openers.
Yeah, Chargers have things going for them there. If the line's 3.5, I think that's super low. I would definitely, if I'm betting this game, I take the Chargers. And I take the Chargers big. I think they're going to win this one by more than a touchdown.
So you take the Chargers on this?
Yeah, I take the Chargers laying the 3.5.
I don't know. This is one of those games where it's a toss-up for me. I want to go Chargers, but my gut is saying go with the Chiefs.
You're a betting man. You know you go with your gut.
Yeah, I know, but you know what's going to happen? In the last minute, I'm going to change it to the Chargers.
And that's the issue.
And then I'm going to lose.
When you get in the way of your gut, you always lose. That's just how it works. You go with your gut. The best bettors go with their gut.
Yeah, but I'm not a good bettor. I'm a degenerate.
Guys, I wasn't joking.
You want to know how bad a little backstory on me?
Oh, Jesus, let's do it.
My parents used to bring me to Atlantic City when I was probably 3 or 4 years old. So my brother's 4 years older than me. He must have been like 7, 8 years old. And they used to bring us to Atlantic City. Now, if any of the listeners out there know the Taj Mahal back like in the 90s, there used to be a spot where if you're underage, under 21, you can go and hang out. You can still go in the casino, but there's like this little ring. It used to be a ring basically inside.
I've been in there.
Like a little pit.
I've been in that.
And the
ring.
pit is where the casino is, and then outside you're allowed to hang out if you're under 21.
Yep.
So my parents used to leave us there. Think about it. I'm 3 or 4 years. My daughter's 3 years old right now, so I that's how old I was. I can't imagine leaving my daughter. That's child abuse.
It's a different generation, though. There was so much
They used
more
to
trustworthiness.
leave us there with a 7-year-old to babysit me. And we used to just sit there for hours. I'm talking about till like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. And, every once in a while, and that's back when the slot machines used to have the quarters. And they would come back with like buckets of quarters, be like, yeah, here's like $2.25, go to the arcade. And that's what we used to do. That's how much of a degenerate gambler I am. I used to go to the Taj Mahal when I was 3 years old.
Wally was raised by the horse racing forum over in the Taj Mahal. That's how he got into this. All right, so with your judgment right now, you probably wouldn't bet this game based off of how you wouldn't recommend betting this game.
I would not
with
recommend betting this game. That's why we're doing the top 5.
Yep. In the end, we're gonna give our top 5 of who exactly we want to go with. But I would. I'm not. This isn't going to be in my top 5. But if you were looking to bet a game, I think that this is a safe bet that the Chargers are going to definitely score. Going to have this by well more than 3.5.
I'm not going to bet this game, but I am going to go with the Chiefs.
All right. See, going with the gut. It's a smart move.
I'm going to go with my gut feeling.
Smart move
the
on
Chiefs
your
are going to
part.
end up winning. The only thing I don't like is that they're, it's in San Diego.
Los Angeles now. They're not
in
San Diego anymore.
You're right. Los Angeles. Shit.
And there's history with the betting or whatever. I know they always, you look at the numbers of what they've done in the past. I throw it away with the Chiefs. They have a young quarterback, a second-year kid who didn't play at all last year. So the history's the history. They do have Kareem Hunt, super talented guy. They have Tyreek Hill, very talented, all-around wide receiver. But Patrick Mahomes is the wild card. And I think he has a huge arm. I don't see the accuracy from him, so I don't think he's going to win his first game, especially against a good team like Los Angeles.
All right, well, I beg to differ, but
that's the fun of sports there.
So we'll go with the next game. We got the Saints and the Bucks.
The Bucks. Well, mind you, the Jameis Winstonless Bucks because he's a moron.
I mean,
with or without Jameis Winston, but with
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh, that's God.
I mean, that guy.
He had one really good year for the Jets.
That's your boy right there.
One good year for the Jets, and then they thought he was going to change his ways, and he showed us his true colors that second year. Yeah, this one is going to be one of the ones that is in my top 5. The Saints. I know it's a high line. What's the Saints line right now? Is it still is it minus 9.5? Still?
I'm actually looking at my actual betting site that I'm going to be putting my bets through.
His degenerate gambler betting sites.
It's minus 9.5.
Yeah, even that high line. Normally, I would say if you get near the double digits, if you're over 9, 10, that's not a safe bet in professional sports because teams are not usually that far away from each other. But the Tampa Bay Bucks are that bad, especially without Jameis Winston. With Jameis, it gives them at least a slugger's chance. Drew Brees is still Drew Brees. Alvin Kamara is a stud of a running back.
I mean, it's high. 9.5
9.5
is pretty high, but
at
playing
home
against the team against the Bucks
in that dome, Drew Brees
in New Orleans opening.
Yeah, I think New Orleans
season opener.
And
you got Ryan Fitzpatrick who
is going to throw 3 interceptions.
Yeah, 100%.
People forget that Saints defense is much improved. It was one of the better defenses in the league last year in terms of being efficient. They're not that Saints defense that was a Swiss cheese defense. So I think 9.5 is actually generous by Vegas. And I definitely take the Saints.
No, I think they know what they're doing. I think it's pretty close. It's going to be pretty close. But yeah, I like the Saints, and that is one of my picks also.
Hey.
So I will go with the Saints on that game. Moving forward, we got this is the game that you were talking about before, the Bills and the Ravens.
Bills and the Ravens. What's that line right now? Because that one I think is deceiving. I know Vegas knows what they're talking about, but this one, I think they're giving some credit for past successes on this one.
I wonder if I don't think that is up on my. Oh, yeah, it is. It's 7.
Yeah,
actually.
I think
so Ravens are minus 7.
I think that's credit for past successes because I don't think the Ravens are that good. I really don't. I have a buddy. You've heard him on this podcast, Josh Siegel. He's a Ravens fan. He even thinks they're a bad team. He says they're a rebuilding team. We're going to see Lamar Jackson at some point this year, which isn't a good sign because I don't think Lamar Jackson's any good. So I'm not high on the Ravens. I know the Bills are starting Nathan Peterman, who threw 5 interceptions in one half last year. I know.
I don't think they have a good offense either. So
if Shady McCoy's healthy, they turn around, they hand it to him 30 times a game, they'll lose the game by 4 points. Because I think the Ravens are that bad. So I think the Bills cover this spread. I don't know who loses or wins, but I think the Bills cover it.
I don't know. I like I said, I think I'm going to go with the Ravens. I'm going with the Ravens at home.
And just mind everyone here, this is...
I think what I would do also is just buy that point.
Probably. That's probably a smarter bet to do in the end, just buy that point.
I would say buy the half a point, but just buy the full point.
Yeah. But in the end, this is a Jets fan giving the Bills credit for covering a spread, which you're not going to find very often. So, because I hate the Bills.
So you're taking the Bills?
I'm taking the Bills plus 7.
Okay. I'm taking the Ravens minus 6, 6.5,
yeah.
Whatever. It depends on if the line moves too. You got to realize it's Wednesday right now. It might move to 6 or 6.5.
Yeah.
But I would take the Ravens. That's my pick. I'm going with Ravens.
All right. What do we got next here?
We got Jacksonville Jaguars against the New York Giants.
We got Jalen Ramsey against Odell Beckham Jr. A lot of people are waiting on that.
You got the Giants plus 3.
Giants plus 3. At home, they're the underdog. That's interesting. That's an interesting prospect because for people that don't know, usually if you see a team that's at home minus 3, that's basically even. A home team is always given 3 points. Mm-hmm. So what they're saying is they think the Jaguars are 6 points better, essentially, than the Giants. I think Blake Bortles is a huge detriment to that team. I don't think he's a very good quarterback. I think Leonard Fournette's a stud, but the Giants' offense is overpowered. And if that defense plays any semblance of what they did 2 years ago, they're going to stymie that.
Yeah, but I also think the Jaguars' defense is pretty good too.
They're really good,
and I can see them lighting Eli Manning up. Mark my words right now. I think Eli Manning is going to throw at least 2 picks.
Really? Yeah. I see. This is a game that I'm
write
picking.
that down.
This is on my 5. I'm
Mine
picking
too.
The Giants plus
Nope.
3 though.
See, I don't think so. I think it's going to be the Jaguars -3.
All right. See, I just think I like the Giants offense. I'm buying into the explosiveness of the Giants offense.
Yeah, but the Jaguars defense is pretty good, man.
It is. It's just I like even if you take away Odell Beckham, but you have to double him because I don't think Jalen Ramsey's extremely talented. Odell Beckham's on another planet. I don't think there's a guy that can single cover him. Maybe Patrick Peterson. That's maybe the only guy on the planet right now that can try and contain him. But now you have Sterling Shepard. Now you have Evan Ingram. Now you have Saquon Barkley. A lot of other guys.
And you know Tom Coughlin wants to stick it to the Giants. You know he wants to say,
but I think for the
Curse Lane podcast.
You can
He
done
said,
it
"Fuck
so far.
you." Did I?
But I think for the first time in a long time, we're going to see the Giants pound the rock. They've given up on running the ball a lot the past few years because they haven't had any good running backs. They finally have a guy who they think is generational in Saquon Barkley. He's going to touch the ball 20 to 25 times, and Odell Beckham's going to get at least 10 looks. You're giving those guys at least 30 chances, 35-plus chances to touch the ball. That's a good chance for success.
If you go, listen, offense-wise, I think the Giants have, in this game, I think the Giants have a better offense.
Yeah.
Because you got Marquise Lee is out. I mean, who's he going to throw to? I think
he wasn't going to make the passes anyway. He has a terrible arm. Blake Bortles is only good on the run.
Oh, no, I think Blake Bortles would. Yeah, he had a really good postseason, man.
He had a good postseason. They gave the ball to Leonard Fournette 40 times. And they ran screens. I'm not a Bortles guy. I have nothing against Blake Bortles.
Yeah.
He just reminds me a lot of Mark Sanchez without the clutch gene that Mark Sanchez had. Before anyone can say about Mark Sanchez, in 2 minutes he was good. So what is it, a 48-minute game? He was awful for 44 minutes. For 4 minutes at the end of the half and at the end of the game, he was all right. He wasn't great. He was all right. Good enough. He got us in field goal position a lot. But I'm taking. I mean,
Giants. I see your point there. I see what you're saying about Giants getting +3 at home.
Yeah.
I can see where you're coming from. I just think that the Jaguars' defense is going to come through.
See, this is good. There's going to be a lot of people, because we disagree on a lot. So one of us is going to be really right, and the other one's going to be really wrong. And it's going to be good. And then people are going to start to listen to one of us, and other people are going to tell the other one to shut the hell up.
Yeah,
it's fun.
It's probably going to be me that no one's going to listen to, because I guarantee I end up losing money.
Well, for the record, Wally's actually going to bet a lot of these. I'm probably not.
Oh, no, I'm telling you right now, I'm 100% betting on it.
So next week when we come back, we're definitely going to try and do this week. When we come back, we're going to give you the update on who was right and who was wrong, and if Wally actually won, and if I won Monopoly money.
See, now you're changing my mind about the Giants.
It's a compelling argument.
Yeah. Because I'm very, very easily influenced on switching my bets. Ooh, this is a tough one, man. I see what you're saying with the +3 at home.
Yeah, I like +3 at home, and I like the Giants' offense keeping it close compared to the
only, like I said, the only thing that gets me thinking Jaguars. The reason why the Jaguars are popping up in my head is because they have a better defense.
Then go Jags. Go with the gut. I'm going to be like your gut master. I'm going to try and guide you in your picks to stay gut.
All right, I'm going Jags.
There you go.
I'm going Jags -3.
All right,
that is one of my picks. So
that is one of your picks. So we're against each other. All right, and I also, one of my picks was Atlanta early. I'm going with Atlanta +1.5 officially there. So
okay, so we're good on that one. We're together on that.
Yeah. I think I'm 4 games deep. I think you're 3. So
yeah,
let's continue going. What other games
so
do we
got
have up?
Broncos Seahawks.
This is a throwaway game.
This is absolutely probably one of the worst games that's going to be out there this weekend.
Because the Seahawks are a nobody team. Thank God. I was so tired of them. They were fun when it was Sean Alexander and Matt Hasselbeck, and they were the underdogs.
Yeah.
When they got this fake bravado, and Richard Sherman's gone, so the bravado is basically gone. Richard Sherman's on in San Francisco now. Pete Carroll's just there. He let his guys have all these expressions. Bennett's gone. Sherman's gone. What did he get from it? He got 5 good years, a Super Bowl, and a terrible decision.
Yeah.
Could not hit. Like, he didn't get much out of it. He didn't get half as much as what he should have with all the talent. Oh, and I think
who's the quarterback for the Broncos right now? I think it's
Case Keenum. And he's not bad. He's going to be average. He's going to come back down to earth. He's not as good as what he was last year. But he's serviceable. He's a serviceable quarterback. And I
mean, if I had to go, like, again, definitely not betting this game. But if I had to go with one of, like, you're going to go with the better quarterback.
With Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Russell Wilson fan at all, by any stretch. I don't think Russell Wilson's half as good as he's made out to be. But I would go with Russell Wilson. The Broncos' defense is apparently back, but it's suspect. I don't trust Demaryius Thomas or Emmanuel Sanders. I think they just got a year older. Demaryius Thomas drops the ball too much. Emmanuel Sanders has lost a step. So I'm not a big... The Broncos are weird. They have the talent to be a really good team, but I don't think they're going to be.
I agree.
So I would pick the Seahawks... Oh, wait, what is it? What are they, +3? You're giving the Seahawks 3?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would pick the Seahawks +3.
I mean, I even like that, even better +3.
Yeah, I'm not actually betting the game because...
No, I won't bet this game
I think the game's kind of useless. But that if I were going to bet it, I would definitely take Seahawks +3.
Yeah, you got the Seahawks +3. And their money line is +135.
Okay.
I think the Seahawks win outright.
Yes, they're going to cover regardless.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks win outright.
All right, so rolling on.
Next game we got is Cowboys and Panthers.
What's the line there? Is it
I think
Panthers -3? I think that's
Panthers -3.
This is another one that's weird because you don't know which Cam Newton's going to come out. If the Cam Newton that was the MVP caliber guy that comes out and plays, then they should beat the Cowboys at home, but can't discount Zeke Elliott and just how much he can take over a game and slow a game down. Cowboys just have no one to throw to.
No, they don't. He has literally nobody to throw to.
There's no one to throw to. So if I'm betting this game, again, there's another one I'm going to avoid. But if I'm betting this game, I'm going to take Carolina at home -3.
Yeah, I agree. I would take Carolina at home -3. As a matter of fact, I think me personally, I am going to bet this game, but it's not going to be one of my top 5 picks.
You're just going to actually just do it on the side?
Yeah. It's going to be like one, because I'm only going to give you my top 5 favorite picks.
Yeah, we're going to give our 5 surefire guys.
My short, locks. Like I would bet the house on all 5 of them if I had the money.
Yeah.
But Carolina, I will bet on it, but I'm not going to put a lot. Let's see here. Rolling on to the next game, we got Redskins, Cardinals.
Another pretty useless game. Cardinals are rolling with Sam Bradford, the greatest thief of all time.
And this is a pick 'em, so this is basically you're getting. There's no points. It's whichever team wins.
But I said before, Sam Bradford is the greatest guy at stealing money. He's hurt all the time, and he's made. I think he's made $30 million in his career.
Yeah.
He's stolen a lot of money from the NFL. And then the Redskins have Alex Smith. The Alex Smith era is going to start there. It's interesting because they're both good quarterbacks with pretty decent...
I like Alex Smith.
I always have too. He doesn't have a great supporting cast in Washington. The defense isn't very good. Arizona has an older Larry Fitzgerald. David Johnson, if he's healthy, is very good at running the ball. If I was going to bet it's a pick 'em, I would pick Arizona because they're home, basically. That would be my swaying point. They're both meh teams. Arizona's just a home team, and I think they'll get some home sway.
Yeah. I don't know with this one. I honestly don't even know where to go with this.
And I like David Johnson more than... I think he'll control the game.
This game is like a... It's one of those, it's one of those games like, no, I don't think anyone's going to even watch.
I don't think anyone's going to bet on it. There's no point. There's nothing to bet on. This is the one you just take over under a money line, and you just win it.
It's like a flip. This is like a flip of a coin.
Exactly. It's not worth wasting your time unless you're a true degenerate that has to spend money. That's about
it. And on that point, I am going to take the Cardinals.
There you go, yeah. All right, roll on, because that game shouldn't even have a money line.
So we got the Packers against the Bears.
I love this. I love rivalries right out the gate.
So do I. But I'm going automatically. I'm going Packers.
Without a doubt.
There's
best quarterback in the NFL against
the what?
The best quarterback in the NFL.
Stop.
He's not the greatest of all time, arguably, but he's the currently best quarterback in the NFL. Talent-wise.
Tom Brady's the best quarterback in the NFL.
Tom Brady's the most successful quarterback in the NFL.
He's the best quarterback in the NFL.
No, he's not. He's not better than Aaron Rodgers.
He's the best quarterback in the NFL.
That's your only argument, just saying
because there's no other argument you could possibly make.
Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback, and it's fact. But
here.
Definitely, what are the Packers? It's a high number.
I think it's minus 7.5.
Yeah, I would take the Packers 7.5 at home.
I just buy the half point.
Yeah,
just
get
because you don't want to imagine if they win by 7, you're gonna push.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah, go for the push.
Yeah,
at least
you can get the half point, but. Definitely, whichever way you go, pick the Packers. The Bears are not going to cover this game. Mitchell Trubisky got better last year, but I don't think he's ready to win yet. We don't know if Kevin White's ever going to be healthy. Howard's a nice running back, but they have no defense. So
at Lambeau Field,
at Lambeau,
a rivalry like this, first week 1,
and they picked up the Packers picked up a kid by the name of Aaron Jones, running back, legitimate running back. They have a legitimate running back for the first time. Since I think Dorsey Levens back in the Brett Favre era. I'm going all the way back there. People probably don't even remember that guy, but he was good. But Packers all the way. This is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Absolute no-brainer.
Moving on to the next game, we got New York Jets, Detroit Lions.
I hate this line. I hate it.
Lions minus 6.5.
It makes no sense. Detroit is not 6.5 points better than the Jets. This is everybody sleeping on the Jets again. Don't get me wrong, the Jets are not going to be a playoff team. They're not going to be this amazing team, but the Jets have a good defense. And I don't care if it's at Detroit. 6.5 points better, a touchdown basically better than... I don't think they're a touchdown better than the Jets.
Yeah, but you got a rookie quarterback.
Rookie quarterback, but with some weapons at wide receiver. They're sleeping on him.
Yeah,
Jets have some weapons. He's good. He's good.
It's going to come down to... I think it's going to be a close game.
This is a game I'm picking. This is one thing I'm going to do since I'm not a super degenerate gambler. This is going to probably be the only pick that no one should take me seriously on. I'm basically giving you 4 picks and a Jets pick. Because every week I'm going to bet on I'm going to give you guys the Jets line because why the hell not? But I would take the Jets plus 6.5 here. I think they're going to cover this game because I don't think the Lions are a touchdown better than them. I think they're a better team, but a touchdown I think is a lot.
I think the Jets will be the Jets. And...
Probably keep it close up until the fourth quarter and then let the Lions cover.
I mean, Stafford's a great quarterback. He is. He's a really good quarterback, and I think it's going to come down to, like you said, the fourth quarter.
Yep.
And who's going to be the better quarterback? Who's going to play well under pressure?
Sam Darnold's about to win us 5 Super Bowls, so.
I think that's absolutely crazy talk.
But I just don't think that the Lions are a touchdown better. That's just my logic, and maybe I'm just going with my Jets heart there, and I'm not being reasonable.
Going with the Matt Patricia.
Yeah, because New England assistant coaches have had great success as head coaches.
And I think Matt Patricia is going to do really well.
They've been awful. All of Bill Belichick's underlings have been terrible on their own.
I think Matt Patricia is going to do very well.
I hope not. But, okay. So, we have one more game, I believe.
The Rams and
the Raiders.
What's
our line there?
-4.
Rams -4?
Rams -4.
Rams -4 going to Oakland. I think that's actually a pretty fair line.
I don't know. I'm going to go with with this one. I'm going with the Raiders.
The Raiders have a terrible, probably
at home
32 worst defense in the NFL. Especially now that they got rid of Khalil Mack.
I'm jumping on the Raiders train though, man.
Oof, I'm taking the Rams. I'm taking the Rams on this one to win outright. And just completely destroy them. I think the Rams dismantle them. I think that offense, they have a solid defense, and that offense is high-powered.
And this is a Monday night game.
Yeah, it's the second one. It's one that I'm not going to stay awake for because I work the next day.
Are you sure this is the second game?
Yeah, Jets are on at 7:10.
Oh, yeah.
And Rams are... This is the only time they do a doubleheader on Monday. It's just a week
Yeah.
one thing. But I think the Rams are just an overall better team. They have a better defense. I think they have a better offense. I think they're just going to roll over Oakland at home.
The only reason why I'm going with the Raiders, is because this was a pick'em.
Probably before Khalil Mack left. Once they traded Khalil Mack, they traded one of the best pass rushers in the game.
But I think that's...
There you go.
5 points is a lot, man. 4 points.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You know, I think it went up to... I think it was -6.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing that, like, yesterday or the day before. Forgot when I looked at it. I think it was -6. And now it's -4.
I just like the Rams in general. I think Jared Goff's really good. Gurley's really good. He has Cooper Kupp on the outside.
Again, you're going to go with the hard knocks. I love Jared Goff.
There you go. Yeah, and you got Cooper Kupp, Goff and Kupp in their little relationship. Man. And there's a lot going on. Sammy Watkins, Robert Woods. They have 2 Bills guys that were just thrown to the side that are now legitimate wide receivers. I just like the Rams overall. All right, so let's break it down real quick. Let's get into our 5 games. I'm going to give you my 5.
Second.
1 second? You need a second?
Yeah,
there,
I do
Skipper?
need a second because I'm looking at it. I'm looking at my picks. And I only have 3.
What the hell were you doing
I don't
during this
know.
podcast?
I guess there's not that many games that I really love.
Well, you have Atlanta. Who else do you have? I think we agree on Atlanta.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah, and then the Panthers was another game that I was like,
Iffy about.
I was going to bet.
Well, you were going to bet the Panthers, definitely. You know that. Were you betting the
All
Giants
right,
game?
so I'm not going to give you my top 5 because honestly I don't love 5 picks.
So you're going to give 3?
I'm going to give you my top 3, and I honestly think all 3 of these. I'm going to bet heavy on all 3.
Okay. So what do you got? Let's hear your
I'm going
three.
with Atlanta. I'm going with Atlanta +3.
Okay.
I'm going to buy the 0.5 point.
Okay.
I'm going to go Vikings -6. And I'm going to go Jags -3.
All right. So I'm giving you 5 just because.
And I'll give you 2 other picks.
What do you got?
But they're not. I'm
surefire, but you're
these
confident, but
these
you're not.
3 picks I gave you are my locks.
Okay.
I'm going to bet heavy on them, and I'm very, very confident with it. The other 2 picks I would give, you can bet on them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Panthers,
Okay.
and I'm going to go with Packers.
All right. So that's your top 5 from Wall.
But by the Packers, wait a little bit, because I think it might drop.
Okay.
I think the Packers game might drop to 7.
Okay. So give it a second. Give it some time. Let it
Yeah.
simmer. Let that simmer.
But I like the Packers at 7. So buy it, whatever it is, buy it to 7. Buy it to touchdown, get the push. So Packers, Panthers are my 2 other picks, but they're not my locks.
So my 5 locks, I have Atlanta. I'm not going to buy the half, even though you can. But I have Atlanta +2.5 over the Eagles. I have the Bills +7 covering against the Baltimore Ravens. We definitely had a dispute on that one. I had the Giants covering +3 against the Jags. Made Wally change his heart. Maybe broke his heart a little bit there. Got New Orleans covering -9.5 against the Bucs. I just think the Bucs are dismal, especially with Ryan Fitzpatrick. And I'm just throwing in the Jets there because I am a Homer Jets fan. And I'm having the Jets cover +6.5 against the Detroit Lions.
So I'm going to give a sneaky pick for you guys right now.
Oh, boy.
And it's not football. I'm going to let you in my brain.
No, this is scary, actually. I'm actually
I'm
scared.
going to let you in my brain and tell you a little secret that I've been holding on to, that I've been betting pretty much every day for the last 2 years. I've been making this bet, and I've been winning a lot of money.
Here we go. Let's see. Everyone listen.
The New York Yankees
Yep.
over in the first half. So the first 5 innings. That's what's considered the first half in baseball.
Yep.
Take the over, like in the Yankees. Take the Yankees over whenever they play. If it's 5 or less.
Okay. So take the over if it's 5 or less for the first half.
Yes.
And you'll win money.
and you'll win money.
All right, so listen a while.
I promise you. It's not going to hit every day, but it's going to hit 4-5 times in a week.
So if you're a person that likes to gamble daily, that's some solid advice there, and you can definitely gamble daily when it comes to baseball.
It's crazy
Baseball's
because when I
always on.
looked at, what was it, last year? No, the year before. At the end of the season, not last year, the year before.
Yeah.
So it was 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed this line, and it was hitting like crazy. And I didn't bet it too much because I thought it was like a fluke, you know?
Yeah.
Last year, I bet it, won tons of money. Really, like I honestly,
that's awesome.
It pulled me out of so much, out of all my losses throughout the week. I would always bet on that, and it helped me out a lot, even though I still didn't win throughout the week.
Yeah.
But it pulled me out of a hole.
There you go.
Because I would use that as my clutch. But take the Yankees, especially, I guess this is going to be out tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, they're playing tonight. J.A. Happ.
And he just pounds the strike zone. He had a bad outing last time, but he had good outings before that, so he's due to continue to have good outings.
I just want to give you the stat on it, just so you know. Let's see here. So we'll go just to we'll do the last 3 games. I think they played, the Yankees played...
The A's in Detroit twice.
A's in Detroit.
Yeah.
So the last game was... I'm trying to see the box score here.
They're sometimes tricky to find, especially on ESPN.
Yeah. Oh, it's right
ESPN
here.
likes to
I see
hide
it.
those things.
So, let's say if it was 5, usually it's like 5.5.
Yeah.
4, like it never goes top.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 runs scored in the first 5 innings.
It's a lot.
So that's you're gonna that was a win right there.
Mm-hmm.
You go to September 2nd.
And that was Detroit.
3, 4.
You won there.
10 runs in the first 5 innings.
Yeah.
I mean, it's day after day. I'm telling you, it is a lock.
That's a crazy little anomaly that you discovered. Now I wonder how well that works for other teams too. You can probably figure out the line for other teams and how well what other teams do.
I know, but I don't really follow any other team but the Yankees, really, and it's hit. You know, that's just 2 straight back-to-back wins.
Yeah,
and I think the last one was a loss because it was a 2-1 win against Detroit,
but
on September 1st.
But the odds are in your favor.
Look at just to give you an example: August 31st, 7-5; August 30th, 8-7; the 29th, 5 runs, 9 runs, 8 runs, 8 runs, 6 runs.
The odds are in your favor,
and it's always in the first 5 innings.
That's
if you
cool.
look at it, you'll see that it's the first 5.
Yeah.
The over in the first 5 hits like crazy amount of times. I'm not going to give you the exact stat because I don't know what it is, but in my head, it's at least 75% of the time, which is crazy.
So there you go. To end off the podcast, you got a little bit of baseball and a little bit of way to just earn some extra scratch and win more than you lose, which is honestly the goal of gambling, to win more than you lose.
Yeah.
But all right, well, this is the first of 17 at least that we are going to do for
it was a
this
pleasure,
season.
man. I
Yes.
love being
It was
on.
fun. We'll be back again next week. This was the Sports Opinions podcast. Basically the NFL betting advice for week 1. Again, I'm your host, Alex Cuesta. Find me on Twitter at @A_Cuesta30 and on Instagram. Find Sports Opinions on Twitter at SportsOpinions30. And if you're listening, you can find us on plenty of different ways: Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, YouTube, and Spreaker. Wally, thank you for coming on.
Oh, thank you for having me.
All right, and I'll be back at it again. I'll be live this Friday. I'll also have Facebook Live up there, so give that a watch and a listen.
Hopefully I'm not broke.
Yeah, and we'll be back next week again to give you more bets and more lines. Have a good one, everyone.